As you all know, your mom has a cookie jar, and sometimes you might have an Oreo, sometimes you might have a Chips Ahoy, sometimes you might have an oatmeal raisin cookie. You never know. It's just in there. My cookie jar has every single failure and success of my life, something I overcame. So what happens in time of life when you're stressed out and things get bad, even the hardest guy in the world, me, everybody thinks, and I think I'm the hardest guy in the world. You gotta believe that. You gotta believe you are something. I will, in my mind, reach into my cookie jar, and sometimes you forget how hard you are in times of need. Because you're stressed, but you forget, I'm a Navy SEAL, I'm a Ranger, I'm this and that, but you forget all that because your life sucks. I calm down, take that 1 second, get control of my life, reach in the cookie jar. Well, you got caught your whole life, and you're now the only person in history to do this, and this. Put it back in the cookie jar, reset my mind. You have to remind yourself of how badass you really are in times of need. That's the cookie jar. What if? A lot of times I'll be in a 200-mile run or something like that, and I'm all jacked up. Body's broken, mind's broken, spirit's broken. I start to say, what if I can pull this off? When I first walked into the Navy SEAL recruiter's office, he looked at me and said, there's only been 35 African Americans in 70 years make it through. You know what I said to myself? What if I can be the 36th? It's the what if I can pull off a miracle. What if I can become someone that no one thinks I can be? And just me talking about that, I have the hair going up on my arms because it makes me just like, what if I can be that guy that people who call this and that, and now I'm speaking at Tom Ferry's event.
I thought this was a really cool part of your journal that you wrote, and you're talking about getting through that kind of stuff. So here we go, back to the journal. It is easy to be motivated to succeed in the beginning of an endeavor and when you are close to the end. The most difficult part, and the part where people quit, is when they are in the thick of it, and it is unclear whether they have the strength and stamina to make it the rest of the way. While I never actually doubted my ability to walk again during my recovery, I am certainly subject to the inner monologue rationalizing why it is okay to quit or to not push myself to the goal that I have written down on paper. One way I have recognized to aid in shutting that monologue the fuck up is celebrating milestones. The hardest part of working toward a goal is when we are either making slow progress or negative progress, and having the patience and confidence to know that the improvements we make over the long periods as opposed to the short periods are what matter. Milestones are what remind us that we are making progress, even if it isn't apparent every day. In rowing, I've heard of people that count strokes until the finish line, using sets of 10. Personally, I like to count 250s, 4 making up a race. When I ran the nation's triathlon, I picked points ahead of me to make it to, and when I got there, I'd pick a new point. Anything we can use to keep our minds from succumbing to the monologue will work. Not only in short-term goals, but also in long-term goals like graduating from college or learning to use prosthetics.
At what point am I allowed to go to others and say, I need you, because I recognize I'm not capable of pushing forward on my own?
Okay, you are allowed to say that to your team member immediately, that you need them. Absolutely. Of course you need your team, because if you didn't need your team, why would they be there?
Yeah.
If you can do everything yourself, then you don't have a team.
Yeah.
Right? You just do everything yourself. So while you, of course, should be working hard and you should be applying discipline, as a leader, it's your job to actually lead things and to let other people support and make things happen. And there's nothing wrong with that. And also, you don't want to be stuck in the weeds doing minute things. So if you're not capable, I think what might be holding this individual back, there's two things. Number one is I feel like I should take extreme ownership of everything. I feel like I should just do everything myself. That is not what extreme ownership is. Extreme ownership isn't doing everything yourself. And also, what can come into play is your ego, because you don't want to ask people for help. And that's not a good sign. There's nothing wrong with asking people for help if you need it. In fact, that's the humble thing to do. Hey, Echo, I don't know how to quite finish out this this project I'm working out. Can you give me a hand with this? I don't know how to work a video recorder. Can you show me how to do that? Right?
Sure. Yeah.
Whatever. So there's no problem with that. You're allowed to ask. You can say that immediately. In fact, your team should feel that you are counting on them and relying on them. They should know that. And then put your ego aside. Ask for help. No problem. That doesn't mean you're giving away. That doesn't mean you're not taking ownership. That doesn't mean you're not applying discipline. It means you're working as a team together to accomplish a mission. Again, if a mission is so easy that you can accomplish it yourself, you don't need a team. Why do you have them? If you can do it all yourself just by applying discipline, cool. You don't need anyone else. But your mission should be larger than one human being can accomplish. So that's why you have other people on board to help you out.
Yeah.
No problem.
Every individual that comes across this video, I want to ask you a question today. What is your victory point? What is that thing that clicks in your mind, your body, and your spirit when you know that you're living out your purpose? As a child, I always wondered why I studied Kobe Bryant, because his mindset, not that he was just great, but I saw something within him at an early age, but I knew there was something inside of me that could relate to him. It's that I never give up. And I'll fight when everyone else is down, when everyone else gives up, I will keep going. You have to find your victory point, but not just him, but other individuals that you can relate to, that you can look up to, that can help motivate you. Another person was Martin Luther King. He could have lived his life without standing up for individuals of the minority. He could have went on about his way and kept his mouth closed, where he knew he would be talked about. He knew he would be hurt. He knew that he wouldn't be treated right. But he spoke up for those people who didn't have a voice. What are you doing to give back to those individuals who don't have a voice? And that's why I'm here today, to help you figure out your purpose, why you're on this earth. I guarantee you'll hear my voice everywhere you go from this day forward, because we were put here to help each other. And that's what I want to do today. Help you get back on track. You may be hurt. You may be going through pain. You may have just gotten fired from your job today. You may have lost a loved one. But I tell you, there is hope for tomorrow. Don't give up. Don't throw the towel in. It's not over yet. You have some more fight in you. Get up, dust yourself off, and let's go. Let's go on to your dreams. Let's go on to your purpose. Let's go on to a better life.
That's